The salary cap absolutely exploded. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Talking Jets with Tigo. My name is Tigo, and today we're going to be talking about the aftermath of the cap absolutely exploding and all of the stuff that went on with that. But before we get into that, if you guys could take 30 seconds out of your day, go into the comment section and just let me know of what you think of the new sound. I have been messing with the settings of the microphone and the camera and a bunch of different things to try to give you guys the best product possible. So if you could go into the comment section and just let me know, how do I sound? Am I too loud? Am I too soft? Am I too crackly? What's going on? I'm trying to make sure that I have the best product possible, and I've invested a ton of time and money, honestly, into the equipment to make sure that I give you guys the best stuff. I know recently people have been saying that I've sounded a little quiet, and I've wanted to address that, so please let me know. And while you're down there, hit the subscribe button if you like the content that you're seeing. But let's talk about the salary cap. Yesterday, we made a video talking about how Cam Robinson might be a salary cap cut candidate, and later on in the day, I found out that Garrett Bowles, the left tackle of the Denver Broncos, might be a cut candidate because of the salary cap and them having to figure out the Russell Wilson contract and all of those things going on. And I got really excited because you know what? The Jets are in a position where we can create cap space. You know, when I was expecting $5 million-ish of cap space, we can create cap space and we can figure out contracts and structure them in such a way that they're not all coming in, you know, the contract cap hits aren't all coming in this year. We can spread them out over the years of the contract and really take advantage of the fact that the NFL does not seem like it's slowing down. As a product, the NFL is the best it's ever been in terms of viewership and money coming in. And with the addition of the international games, love them or hate them, and just expanding into other markets, the NFL is only going to continue to grow. And as the NFL grows, the cap grows. And yes, the expectation should not be that we're going to see another $30 million jump. We have to remember that the new TV deals kicked in last year, and that revenue is being taken into consideration with this salary cap. But it's only going to keep on growing, and the stats prove that it's going to keep exploding. So putting salary cap money into the future is a smart move for GMs. Don't go hog wild. Don't go crazy. Don't be the Saints or the Bills who have like $50 million in dead cap space this year. But if you can play the game correctly, you can manage the now and the future effectively and accurately, and that is an awesome part of it. But what does this do for the New York Jets? Well, one, it puts us in a precarious position because teams that we would already be competing with for the signature of players, for example, the Bengals who might be interested in a right tackle, or the Cardinals who could be interested in a tackle, or the Panthers who could be interested in a tackle, the Giants, the Eagles, the Jaguars, whoever it is that might be out, the Patriots who might be in competition for these offensive linemen, well, now they have more spending money, just like the New York Jets do. And some of the teams that were in a position where maybe they were going to have to be forced to cut players who were going to hit the open market, a la Cam Robinson with the Jacksonville Jaguars, well, maybe they don't have to do that anymore. Jacksonville got a $15 to $10 million boost in the cap space that they weren't expecting. And they have the ability and the maneuverability to create some more cap space without having to get rid of Cam Robinson. Keep Josh Allen, whether that's on the franchise tag, if that's how they end up having to keep him around or paying him. Go out into free agency and bring players in and still sign their draft class. And that's the key, I think, is that a lot of teams that were not in a position to really be big spenders now are. Teams that were big spenders are even bigger spenders, so they can feel a lot more comfortable overpaying to make sure that players go to their franchises, and it just adds more competition. Now, that kind of sucks, but there is a silver lining here. the Jets get all of that benefit as well. Obviously, we can spend bigger, we can go out and address more positions, and we can probably bring and keep more players here. Before, it seemed like you were either going to spend big money on a wide receiver or you were going to spend big money on an offensive tackle. Well, with this bump in the salary cap and clever contract manipulation, you don't have to sacrifice one or the other. You can legitimately go into free agency and spend big money, top dollar on a left tackle and top dollar on a wide receiver with clever cap manipulation, and still have enough money to sign your free agent class, your draft class, and bring in the depth pieces that you know every team is going to go signing for. And that's a big deal. The big teams that I would keep an eye on as sellers and players that you might want to keep an eye on as potential trade targets are going to be the Denver Broncos, who need to create a ton of cap space, and they're already in the negative in terms of cap spending that they have because they need to clear space for the Russell Wilson contract. So players like Garrett Bowles, who I previously mentioned, Courtland Sutton, and others might become cap casualties or really, really, really cheap trade partners. You know, get both of those guys for a 6th round or a 4th round pick or something along those lines because, well, their hands are tied. They're going to have to cut them kind of situations. The Chargers are in a bad space. The Dolphins and the Bills are in a bad space, but I don't know how willing they would be to trade within the division. But again, they have less salary cap money to deal with anyway, even with the salary cap bump. And last but not least, the Saints. Those are rosters that if you're looking at trade targets, players that you can go out and try to poach from other rosters, those are the first calls that I am going to make, as well as the San Francisco 49ers with Brandon Ayuk and things like that. So let me know in the comment section below, 1, how does the video sound? Please, I would greatly appreciate it. 2, who, with this newfound money, who are you wanting to target? What are the 2 players that you thought, we could only have one or the other? Who are the 2 players that you would go spend big money on? If it's me, I would go spend big money and even think about trading for Garrett Bowles, the left tackle of the Denver Broncos, and I would throw all of the money at Mike Evans, put both of those guys on my franchise, and we'll figure out the rest later. Let me know in the comment section below. And last but not least, go Jets.